Hello, my dear friends. I'm waiting for you to join this first live video since the war started in Ukraine. I know that I haven't had any recent videos, any live videos for a long time. Yesterday we had some technical issues and it was not possible to make the live video. But today, finally, I'm here, I'm with you. My dear friends, I will be very, very happy to see you, to answer your questions. And in this video, as a person from Ukraine, as a woman from Ukraine, as an international matchmaker and dating coach who was living in Ukraine for all my life, yes, I want to speak with you about this tragedy which happened with our country. I want to share my story. And of course, I want to share with you some dating tips. So I hope that I will see some of you and you will have your questions. So now I start finally. So as you can see, my location has changed. Now I'm not in Ukraine, but now I will start from the very beginning. Yesterday it was the 3rd of June, 3rd of June, and it was the 100 days since the war in Ukraine started. Of course, my story is not unique. My story is really like thousands of other stories. On the 23rd of February, I was at home at my mother's place. I decided to stay for the night with my mom because on the 24th of February, I had really big plans and I was going to make really important step in my life. So that's why I decided to stay with my mother, with my family, with my sister. And early in the morning, it was 5 o'clock in the morning, 24th of February, I was sleeping and I heard some noises. I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm so sick about all this talks about the war that now I even dream about the war, and I thought that it was a dream. Yes, I heard some sounds, but I thought that it was a dream. In my room, I had a dog, my dog. Now she's here. Maybe you will see it. This dog, she was with me in a room, in my bedroom, and she started, to act, to move, to jump on me like, wake up, wake up. And then finally I wake up, I look out of the window, and my mother's apartment is located on the 11th floor, and she has in her apartment panoramic windows. And of course I saw like I saw that it was something abnormal, that actually it was like consequences, or I even don't know how to explain it in English. It was the after artillery, heavy artillery works, and then you see, such clouds. And I saw these clouds, I heard the noises, and I went out of my bedroom and I told to my mom, wake up, the war started, and it was really crazy. It was something what you even can't imagine in your worst dream. Yes, it was something what you cannot imagine even in your worst dream. We have realized it was 5 o'clock in the morning and we woke up because of the sounds of war. We could see the clouds of heavy artillery out of our windows. It was scary. We didn't know what is to do, and of course we started, to get our things together. I don't know where to go, what is to do. And we decided to go to the village of my grandparents outside of Kharkiv. We thought that it's a good idea, that they don't need villages, and actually, it's a great plan. Yes, we thought that it will last not long, 2 3 days, and we will spend this time in the village in silence. Nobody needs simple, very tiny villages. What to do there? No war objects, no military objects over there. So we thought that it's a good idea. After we have realized that we don't have enough petrol in our car, and we wanted, it was already 6 o'clock in the morning, and we wanted to get some petrol, but it was already not possible because there were so many people outside in lines, waiting for getting some petrol. So we decided that we will take all our dogs and we will go just to our grandparents. So we came to our grandparents. In the meantime, of course, we were calling, and I was calling to my friends, to relatives, and just to wake them up and to let them know that the war started. We came to my grandparents, to their house, in a village like 30 kilometers from the city. After we decided to go back to the city to get some food, and maybe we will be really lucky to get some petrol, and we were lucky to get some petrol. We got a full tank of petrol in our car. We got some food. Everyone was in panic. Yes, people didn't know what is to do, but mostly most of us thought that it will last not long. Yes, we thought 2 3 days, maximum 1 week, and everything will end. But as you know, yes, from TV, as you know, from internet, from the news, it has not ended yet. For me now, that when I'm making this live, it's already 4th of June, yes, but I have a feeling that it's still end of February, yes. So the war started 101 day ago, but for me, I still have such feeling that still it may, like that still it lasts not so long and it may end every day. But of course, I understand that it won't end. And afterwards, in the first night of the war, on the 24th of February, the Russian tanks came to our village. From the 24th of February, we didn't have any electricity. So they cut our electricity. And you can understand, when you live in a private house and you don't have electricity and you are in a village, it's a big problem. Thanks God that we had some portable electrical station which works from petrol, and so we were using the station. But we still had mobile connection, we still had heating, so gas. So basically, it was okay without electricity. But when you have heating and when you have some petrol, so you can survive. On the second day, on the 25th of February, we decided to go again to the supermarkets to get more food um, because you don't know, yes, how long the supermarkets will be open, that to get some more benzene for the portable electrical stations, that to get some more benzene for the car. So we were actually looking for all this mm, I don't know how to say, for all these resources, yes. And on our way back to our village, I just saw, a huge line of Russian tanks. To say that I was extremely scared is nothing to say. I turned to some fields. I started to drive as quickly as I can to inside the village, and finally I stopped next to the tanks, and they started to work with the artillery, and they started to shoot. And people who saw the car, they opened their house and they told, so girls, what are you doing here? Come inside, come to the basement. You can park the car inside our inside our yard. So of course we drove to the house of this, to the yard of these people. We parked the car. And we went to the basement, and exactly at the time they started really like they started the fight with artillery, and they hit um, connection for heating. So heating disappeared basically. So we were waiting about 3 4 hours till they go away, and we can return to our house, which was just across the bridge. After 2 3 hours in basement, so we returned to our home, to the house of my grandparents, and we realized that we have no heating, we have no electricity, so we have no mobile connection as well. And it was actually terrible because when the Russian army comes to the village, to the city, when they occupy the territory, they install special equipment which blocks our local mobile connection. And of course, it was very, very hard to understand that you don't know what is going on around you. But we were trying to find connection, we were trying to find all these things. From the second day of the war, from the 25th of February, we were cooking our food outside. It was cold. But thanks God that we had our portable electrical station, and we could have some water. And you can understand that all the time, 24/7, you can hear the sounds of artillery, you can hear the sounds of war, you can hear all this stuff. And when you go to bed, of course, you don't change, your pajamas, you wear the same clothes. So actually, I was wearing the same clothes from the 24th of February till the 9th of March. I didn't change at all because I didn't feel really secure to do it. Um, this experience, I think, is probably the most tragic experience in my life, not probably, in my life for sure. Every day we were hoping that soon it will end, but of course we had problems with the connection, and it was dangerous to leave our village because we knew that Russian military actually based on in our village, because our village is located 20 kilometers from the border with Russia, and my city Kharkiv is only 40 kilometers from the border with Russia. So on the second night, they actually stopped the tanks, the huge machinery for their supplies, for their diesel, whatever, and they actually slept on our street. It was really disaster because I was sitting in the kitchen, and you can understand when you have no electricity, so it's all dark. And then you just sit in the I sit in the kitchen, I look outside of the window, and just in front of my window, I see Russian tanks with the Russian flags. To say that it was scary actually is nothing to say. When you can hear what they are talking about, what they are discussing, when they are trying to understand where is better for them to go to sleep for the night, and it was actually the real. Oof, I, I even can't explain how you feel when you understand that one move, I don't know, one wrong, I don't know what, and then everything will disappear, in a second. And they had more than 100 of tanks, of the BTRs, of this. Cars with the grads, with artillery. It was really crazy. There were so many and so many of their equipment. And so this night it was not possible for us to fall asleep. We were so scared, and we went down to our garage. Of course, garage is not the best place in such situation, and we spent our second night of war in garage. But thanks God, everything was silent, and they didn't shoot, they didn't do anything, and we could hear just the sounds of war. I will say like this. Uh, maybe 20 kilometers away from us. And of course, it was non-stop. So we were waiting, we were trying to survive 26th of February, 27th of February, 28th of February. And then I have realized that we have less and less food, and we were 6 adults people and 10 dogs. I have realized that I have dog food only for 1 month, not more. That we have food only for 6 persons, only for 2 weeks maximum, and that's all. And we didn't know if we will have any chances to get more food. We didn't know if we will have chance to go outside of our village or not. So we didn't know anything because, of course, basically we didn't have any connection. And on the 1st of March, we decided to leave the village early in the morning, to leave our village in Kharkiv region. My grandparents decided that they will not go with us, that they will stay over there because they were really hoping and they were thinking that this whole story will end soon, and that Russian invasion will not last long, and that presidents will meet, and that the war will end. So my grandparents decided to stay at their home, at their house, really beautiful house, with our own beach, with our own private access to the river, really beautiful place. And of course, for them, when grandfather is 78 years old, grandmother is 82, 83. So for them to leave their home where they lived 30 years and which they were building with all their energy, love, money, etc., it was not possible. And we left. My mom, my sister, my son, and I, we have 2 cars. And so we left on our 2 cars. We didn't have any chance to go back home to take our documents. We didn't have any chance to go back home to take some clothes, nothing. Just what we had on the 24th of February, that was the only clothes we had. The documents I had with me, only Ukrainian documents. This is the same as my mom. My son had only his driving license, and that's it. So we decided to leave on the 1st of March. I was very lucky and really blessed because I had the place where to go. I have my friends in Italy who live in very beautiful place in Ante San Andrea, Valle d'Aosta, and they had 2 apartments. And so before the war, we were joking with my friend Davide, and he was saying to me, "Oh, Valentina, when the war comes, you can come to us." And I was saying, "Ha ha ha, yes, I will come to you with all my 10 dogs." And he was saying, "Oh, yes, why not?" And it was joke, actually. Yes, we were joking. But then when I left the village and when I got my internet connection back, I called to my friends in Italy and I told, actually, we are coming to you. And they say, of course, we are waiting for you with all your, huge team of 10 dogs, of 3 persons. So we are waiting for you. I say 3 persons because, of course, my son, he was not allowed to leave Ukraine because he was 18 years old. So our trip was really hard, risky when we were driving through Kharkiv. At the same time, on the 1st of March, 2022, the building, the state building of Kharkiv region was bombed. And so it was really crazy when you drive in the city center and in the same time you hear the sounds. You hear the sounds of artillery, you hear the sounds of weapons, you hear the sounds of bombing. And I was asking my mom, what is to do? And she said, just drive, just drive. And I was feeling that the only thing to save my life is just driving, and that's it. And of course, we were driving. In one car, there was my mom and I. In another car, my son and my sister. And we had our dogs with us. And so we were driving. Of course, we had limited. We had a limited level of diesel, we had limited level of benzene in our cars, but we were driving. Finally, when we drove through Kharkiv, and when we left Kharkiv, we felt really more secure because at that time other parts of Kharkiv region were not touched. And when we reached Poltava region, we felt really relaxed. We could feel, the normal life when the petrol stations are open, when you can buy hot dog, when people are having like actually normal life. When we were and before this, we were sitting basically 5 days in basement, yes, and with the Russian tanks outside of the house. So our trip to Italy took 9 days. We were driving 9 days because in Ukraine, during the wartime in the cities, we had such a time when it was very hard to drive. So in some places it was from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 p.m. In some places it's from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 p.m. I don't know. In some places from 5 o'clock in the morning till 6 p.m. and whatever. So it was not possible to drive at night. So we were driving till we were allowed to drive. As the first night we were sleeping in Kremenchuk city in Poltava region, just inside the car on the petrol station. The next day, finally, we reached a kind of hotel, but actually it was not hotel, it was something strange, where we could find place to sleep, and um, it was already in Vinnytsia region. On the third day, we reached to Chernovtsi, and over there I knew one guy, and he had this. He gave us for free accommodation in his apartments. He gave us free food. He was really helpful. His assistant was really helpful, and so it was like a good chance to rest. And the next day we left to Romanian border. But before we were heading to Romanian border, I had to leave my son in Ukraine because basically he was not allowed to cross the border. We found some friends where he could go. You can imagine how a mother feels, yes, when she goes, when she escapes from the war, but she has to leave her son, the only son. Of course, it was very hard. We were standing on the border for 17 hours because many people were leaving. We had only our local, like Ukrainian passports, but thanks God, thanks to European Union, thanks to all European countries, thanks to Romania, who were really so helpful, to all the volunteers who really gave to us huge support and huge help. Mm, Yes, it's already more than 3 months, but it's still painful, Now I speak about it online. I want to share with you my stories because I feel that this is the right thing to do. But even now, it's hard for me to speak about it. I wanted to do it before, but it was very hard for me. And even now, 101 day after, it's still hard. So it took us 17 hours to cross the border, and the volunteers from Romanian side, from Ukrainian side, were helping a lot. I'm very sorry. Mhm. And finally, we crossed the border between Ukraine and Romania. We decided to stay. We decided to stay one night in Romania, that to have some rest. Also, because we had only Ukrainian passports, Romanian migration officers had to do something with our documents to register us somehow, like to screen our fingerprints, eyes, whatever, So we had to wait. And it was the first day, the first night at the hotel, where we felt that finally we are somewhere in the safe place. It was really strange to understand that in my home city is a real war, that people are dying, that our houses are being destroyed, and somewhere is normal life. People are going to the restaurants, they are eating, they are enjoying their life, and in their life everything is fine. It was a real to say, like it was really strange. Mm. It was really strange to understand that you are escaping from war. But we were thinking, that till we get to Italy, till we get to our friends, that it will be time for us to go back. And we were even joking that, oh, we drive so long, our trip is so long. When we get back to Italy, it will be time for us to go back home. And I was saying, oh, okay, we will have some rest, and after we drive back home. We were really sure that in 1 week, in 10 days. Afterwards, we drove through Hungary, we drove through Croatia, we drove through Slovenia, and finally, on the 9th of March 2022, we came to Italy, to Ante San Andrea, to Valle d'Aosta, in a very beautiful place in Italian Alps. My friends, we came at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. Friends met us. They gave us documents for our family. Also, we had our friend with us with 2 little kids. They gave a place for us, for my family, for our dogs, and we thought that maybe we stay 1 month and after we go back home. But after started a real, how to say tragedy, no, the tragedy started on the 24th of February. After we were thinking how to help my grandparents to live, because when we left, the real war started in our village. My grandparents 1 month survived without electricity, without heating, without gas, without mobile connection, without food, without anything under the bombs. You can understand, thanks God that our house still is okay. Of course, without windows. Of course, it's all hit with little parts of grads of artillery. And we were thinking how we can help our grandparents to get out of there, and it was not possible because it was a real front line, it was real war. But thanks to God, thanks to the universe, thanks to my son, thanks to all people, my son knew some soldiers who were in our village, and they just told him the exact date and time when he can come and take out my grandparents. So my son risked his life and he saved grandparents. And after I returned to Ukraine, to Uzhgorod, it's on the border with Hungary city, and I took grandparents from there and brought them to Italy. So now all our family is safe. We are all safe in Italy. About our property, my house is destroyed because my house was located outside of Kharkiv, also very close to the border with Russia. So orcs stole the Russians. They clothes, they stole my documents, my clothes, they stole everything, everything. And I still chance to go to the village and to check what is going on, because the information I have is only the information from the neighbors or neighbors of information to us, so that we understand what is going on. So basically, I lost my home, I lost my clothes, all. I lost my documents. I lost all my property. Everything what I was working for so hard and so long. Mm, Now we're working on to renew the documents, because except Ukrainian passport, I have no other, and my driving license, I don't have any other document basically. So now we're working on getting back the property of my mom. Her apartment is still, how I say, alive, but it's on the front line. Yes, it's exactly on the front line. And when a few weeks ago she was over the phone to take away everything what is possible to take, we was just talking on the telephone, and she was cleaning something, and just, you know, almost in front of her eyes, she saw how our military shoot down the Russian helicopter. So actually, all the situation is hard to understand, and it's not possible to understand if you were not in this situation. But I'm really grateful to all the people. Yes, hello, Solomon. I'm really glad to see you too. But I'm really grateful to all the people who gave to me a lot of support, a lot of help, who gave their love. And it's just, I will appreciate it forever and ever. I'm really grateful to all the countries who help Ukrainians, to all the people who help Ukrainians, because this is real tragedy. Even now, when I understand that I have nowhere to come back, that I have to start my life from zero, when I understand this, it's hard for me to speak about it. It's really hard to speak about it. And I'm afraid that it will be hard to speak forever. And I'm afraid that this video is becoming really long. And also, what I want to say to you that if you have a chance to help and to support Ukrainian people, please do it, because it's really, really hard to lose everything. It's hard to lose everything what you have been working for. It's hard to understand that you have nowhere to come back, and it's hard to understand that you don't know when it will end. And if you have a chance to help us, so please do it. We will really appreciate it, and we do appreciate it. This tragedy is actually not only tragedy for Ukraine, but also it's tragedy for the whole world, because Ukraine was and is actually a great place to live. We had good life in Ukraine, basically. Yes, we had some problems. If you watch my other videos, you will understand that we had some, of course, we had some problems, but still, we were traveling, we were enjoying our life, we were working, we were building houses. Ukrainian people were buying properties, cars, everything. And when Ukrainians came to Germany, to Poland, to Italy, European people were shocked. Oh my God, they are refugees who are driving Porsches. Oh my God, they are refugees who are wearing Louis Vuitton. Yes, because Ukrainian people are really hardworking. They like to enjoy their lives. They like to have good life. And actually now, all the refugees you can see, yes, in Europe, in the United States, in Canada, you should understand that they were escaping from the war. Because to feel, yes, we all hope for this, that the people can return sooner. Because to I even can't find enough words that to explain this fear which I felt when I was in Ukraine during the war. I even can't find the words. I have realized what is panic attack. I have never had panic attacks in my life. Never, never. When you are just sitting on the sofa and you are shaking and you are trembling non-stop because you are afraid. When you understand and realize that this night might be the last night of your life. When you understand that Russian tanks and hundreds of all this equipment, military equipment, it's just standing outside of your house. It's to explain these feelings is just not possible, and to understand these feelings is also not possible. Yes, you can understand this only if you were in this situation. I can understand, and I'm really grateful to God and to the universe that my situation is really probably one of the luckiest situations, yes, because I had the place where to go. I had my friends who can support me. My friends started fundraising for my family. Like I had the cars, and I was able to leave. So I understand that I was really lucky and I'm still really lucky. But also understand that so many people lost their lives. So many people were not so lucky. And this is tragedy for the whole world, because if the war started in peaceful country like Ukraine, it's a sign that it may start almost anywhere in the world. And actually, after the 24th of February, it's really hard to say that somewhere is 100% safe. And we all must understand this, because some people think that if they are in Italy or in France or in Germany, or I don't know, in United Kingdom or in Canada or United States of America, that they are still having their relaxed life, enjoying their life. Yes, Solomon, thank you so much. And you think that it will not touch you. Hopefully, it will not, but it may. You like or you don't idea, but this is a real fact. Thank you for listening to my video. Thank you for being with me. Before I end I don't know, my story, I just want to share with you some important dating tips, at least one. Uh, in the beginning, as I told you in the beginning of this video, I didn't have any connection. But after, in the beginning of March, I got back my connection, and I received many messages from guys. Oh, I can help some Ukrainians. I can give like a house, apartment. I have 3 bedroom for a Ukrainian woman with a child. So if you need, please let me know. And I thought, oh my God, so we can help some people actually to find place, and to go away from dangerous areas like from Kharkiv, from from Kiev, from dangerous areas to some safe place. But after I have realized that in such way, guys were hoping just to find a kind of girlfriend, because after I say, oh yes, it's a good idea, please contact this lady, I think she may need your help. Then the guy says, oh, then send me her photo. And I can say to you that if you think that you can build your personal life, your personal happiness because of the tragic situation in Ukraine and because of the such situations that people have nowhere to go, this is not the right attitude. Yes. It's really important to understand that if you want to help, just help, but don't expect that this woman will start that this woman will become your girlfriend, or I don't know. If you want to build relationship, then this is a different story and you should say about it. So you should understand that help and building relationship are two completely different stories. But unfortunately, some people think that it's possible to do both. I'm afraid that this is not the right attitude. I think I'm having some problems with the connection, but I hope that you are still with me. I hope that you are still with me. So, my dear friends, before I end this video, I just want to tell you, if you want to build your relationship, work on your relationship, start dating, communicating with people. If you need my help, I'm here for you. If you want to help someone, just help without asking anything in return. Just help. And you should not, how to say, You should not combine these things, because in such way nothing good will happen. And if something good will happen, then it's just a question of luck, yes, or something like this. So don't play in this casino. Oh, good, good, because it shows to me that the connection is not good. Is not good. So don't play in this emotional casino. Just you should understand. If you like a woman, invite her for a date, communicate with her, learn more about her, but don't try to save her and afterwards to play on her gratitude to you. This is not the right way. This is not the right path to go. Guys, thank you so much for being with me. Solomon, thank you so much for your comments. I'm coming back slowly. I'm coming back because, of course, I want to continue my work. I have devoted almost all my life to my work, to dating, to my website, ukrainianrealbrides.com. This is my life, what I'm doing. So I will be really happy to be helpful to you. So you can always contact me. What else I want to say is that soon I will make some other live streams and some other videos. So leave your comments, ask your questions. I will be really grateful to you for this. When the war started, everything what was important for me before just lost this feeling of importance. And I thought that who needs my work? I asked myself, um, why I'm going to continue what I was doing before, how I will live, and so on and so after. But thanks to my clients, to ladies, to guys who were contacting me, who were supporting me, I have realized that what I'm doing is really important. That people need me internationally and my professional assistance internationally. The most important to be open and to have clear mind. If you are open and you have your clear mind, you will have all chances to succeed in your personal life. And I will be happy to help you. Guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Of course, it was not so maybe exciting as my like my other videos before, but everything changes. Videos before, but everything changes. Thank you for being with me. I wish you fantastic days. See you soon. Leave your comments, ask your questions, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yours, Valentina Gutrova. Ciao.